Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your girl Sherelle, and if you are tuning in for the very first time, be sure to subscribe to my channel, share my videos on your social media sites, and like down below and comment down below as well too. Tonight's review I will be doing, today's review, last night's review. Last night's review I will be doing is the Oval. Y'all already see it in the title, so let's get into it. So we open up with Max, Kyle, and Uma. Man, look here. So we got Max using Uma gun to shoot Kyle out of Denise's front door, glass door. He basically kills Uma. Kyle kills Uma and Max. Here it is. I was rooting for Max the whole time. Max, you put up a good fight, but I wish you put up an even better fight to get Kyle. So I guess evil doesn't die that easy, or, it's not easily defeated. Evil is much harder to defeat than that. Yeah, I guess the only thing defeats evil is evil, huh? But yeah, Max, we was rooting for you and Uma, but y'all put up a good fight. Y'all really did. I mean, God, man, I really wanted. I was happy to fight that Max was giving it to him, but he wasn't giving it to him good enough, and I was just looking like, ah. So Kyle is still kicking. I'm hoping somebody will get him eventually, though. So let's skirt past that. We move to the first lady coming into the president's office, and they're talking about the mattress, and the president is telling the first lady that, look, I trust Kyle. He handled the situation. He basically took the mattress. It's gone. Bottom line, stop being mad. He handled it. I trust him. Okay, let's so skirt past that. So we go to Barry going to see his dad in the hospital, and he goes in there and he's basically telling his dad, how sorry he is for shooting him and this, that, and the fourth. And, his dad's like, don't worry about that. It's fine. It's okay. You just, they're having a father-son moment. Barry's glad that his dad is okay. Barry's dad is okay. He's okay, and I guess he can heal a little bit even more knowing that Barry is out of jail, and he's at comfort and ease knowing my son is not in jail. So yeah, so they're having their father-son moment. They're apologizing. His father is talking, basically, Richard is talking sense into Barry, and he's basically telling him, hey, look, you can't be going off the handles with your emotions like that, because look what it did. I'm sitting here in a hospital bed and you was in jail. Okay, hopefully Barry will learn from this incident and try to do better. Put that daggone Barry. You know what? I'm going to keep it moving on Barry, because like I said before, he's about as dumb as a doorknob. So yeah. So we move on to the president and Kyle, and we see Kyle, and he's somewhere in this like big ditch or whatever, and blows up a van. He blows up the van, and I'm looking like, did he blow Uma and Kyle up in that van? Like, I know you're supposed to get rid of the evidence, but are they still lying dead at Denise's shop, or did you blow them up in the van, or you just blew up the van to get rid of the evidence that you were in the van? I don't know. Either way or. But, the president, Kyle is basically telling the president, look, everything is handled. The mattress is gone. You don't have to worry about it. It's my job to protect you. You are the president. I got you, player. I got you. That's basically what he's telling him. And the president is making these weird jokes. And Kyle is, he's not catching the jokes. And the president is not catching why he's not catching his jokes. And he is like, making a joke about his pants, his whatever, and Kyle is not catching it, and he's just basically like, yeah, Victoria is gonna chew you out, so get ready for it. But anywho, but yeah, so Kyle and the president see, am I the only one that felt a little bit uncomfortable when the president was making his jokes? Like, I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about him making some of these jokes or whatever, because I'm just looking like Kyle doesn't initially get his jokes, and the president is still unaware that Kyle really is gay and him and Donald really have something going on. So that's just still weird to me. I'm gonna need him to find out that he's gay, and I'm gonna need him, I want to see his reaction after he finds out that he's gay and Donald is gay, to see how he's going to act. Because we all know Victoria knows. But Victoria knows Donald is gay, but I don't think she knows Kyle is gay as well in their partners. But anywho, let's skirt past that. So we get to Gail in her room on the phone with the lawyer. Her mother's like, Gail, open this door now. And she's basically like, go away. And she's telling the lawyer, stay on the phone with me, because she's about to come in here and try to do something to me. She's going to try to hurt me and this, that, and the fourth. And she's like, Gail, the first lady is saying, Gail, open this door now. So Gail already know her mama elevator don't go up to the top. So that's why she telling her to stay on, the lawyer man and his assistant, his secretary or assistant, whoever she is, to stay on the phone, because my mama elevator don't go to the top. And I'm about to prove to y'all everything I was saying is true, and this is the reason why I want to be emancipated. So out of nowhere, Victoria, on her crazy rendezvous, calls security and asks them for a sledgehammer. And she like, get me a sledgehammer, because she gonna knock the door down with the sledgehammer. And I'm just looking like, okay, so you just up in there, you gonna tear up the White House, you and Hunter, huh? You don't care about it. It ain't technically your home, so you just gonna tear it up. Oh, okay. That's a different type of crazy. But she feel like the White House is her temporary home, and Gail, you gonna respect her in her home, and when she tell you to open the door, you gonna open the door. So let's skirt past that. Now, let's move to Nancy and her sister, who happens to be Picky's mother. And we find out that Nancy's sister is on drugs and been getting high for a long time. I've been getting high since I don't know if y'all remember that commercial when I've been getting high since. But anywho, so Nancy's like, well, why you ain't tell me Picky was dead? And she was like, oh, I forgot. She said, well, I'm down here at the hospital and he's down at the morgue. Why you ain't come see him? She's like, well, I was busy. And she was like, look, I need some money. And she was like, look, I pay your rent. That's good enough. I'm not giving you no money. She said, well, if you don't give me no money, you gonna see what I do. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, sister? Okay. So let's skirt past that. We go to Donald and his aide. And he basically tells him, look, don't come in here unless you got some information on how in the heck Gail was able to get online and do all of that with the lawyer. So he's like, well, sir, I got all that information for you. So can I come in and talk to you? So he's basically telling him everything that happened and how the president, I guess, on his computer, his server, all this porn is showing up and all this bondage, violent porn is coming up. And, you know, how I think creepy Jason was looking at all of that. And, you know, that here it is, they probably thinking it's the president, but it's really creepy Jason. See, Lily was right when she told the first lady, you need to go get your son some help. Because he walking around here in this White House naked in front of everybody, flashing everybody. That type of stuff. He's a pervert. He's sitting at the table with his pants open with his grandmother. You better watch that boy, and you better get him some help before he turn out to be a serial killer. So we know the president was, well, the president was watching porn because Victoria came to him in one of those episodes and slammed the computer down because she seen the reflection from his glasses with the porn in it. So Freaky Jason is just like his daddy, but we don't know what type of porn Freaky Jason is watching like his daddy. But we both know Freaky Jason and the president both watch porn. Okay? So we don't know who could have killed Denise. The president, he could be into some crazy stuff, and he could have killed Denise. Or Freaky Jason could have came in there and killed Denise. We don't know. But he's very scared of Victoria. But anywho, so the aide lets Donald know, and, you know, he let him know how she got online, and he's basically like, oh, okay, so now I got to let mama and daddy know what is going on. So I'm about to go talk to the first lady. So as he's going, Donald and the aide are going to talk to the first lady. He's coming up the steps and he see Victoria walking up the steps with a sledgehammer in her hand. In her hand. So Donald and the aide is looking like, what in the haberdash hemoglobin is going on here, Victoria? What are you going to do with this sledgehammer? And he's just like telling the aide, go get the president. Go get some help. We need to de-escalate the situation right now. So now you got Donald trying to talk her down. He's following her in the hallway. She got the sledgehammer. He managed to get the sledgehammer out of her hand. Thank God for Donald. Although he may be a little bit crazy and all of that other stuff. And I'm still not feeling what he did to Lily. I don't care if you're gay or not, Donald. I just don't care how you put your hands on Lily and how you did all that to her. Like, how you beat her down like that. I'm still not feeling you. What you did with the first lady, what I'm about to talk about, but we still haven't forgotten that you pulled Lily by her hair and tried to choke her out. 1-800-CHOKE that. So I'm really not feeling Donald. It was good what you did. It was good that you stopping the first lady. But anywho, let's get back to that. So he's stopping the first lady, and he has a moment where he's like, Victoria, stop it. Like, just stop it with this crazy you about to do. And he's like, you need to stop. You know, you gonna go in there. What you gonna do? You're gonna go in there, you're gonna knock the door down, and the lawyer people gonna see everything that Gail is saying is true. So Victoria is like, who are you talking to like that? Because you know she got the tea on him about him being gay. So she's looking at him like, oh no, you done lost your mind talking to me like that. So he is like, Victoria, no, you cannot go in there. I'm not giving you the sledgehammer. Hunter rolls up, the president. And Hunter's basically, she's like, Hunter, Victoria, the first lady, tells the president to fire his chief of staff because of how he was talking to her, and she didn't like him getting in her behind about what she was about to do. You're about to go in there and you're about to do some crazy mess, and you're about to ruin it for yourself. And you're going to ruin it for yourself. You need to really stop with all of this, competition. So now we find out Victoria, well, we know, but we see it in full force, that she's very competitive. Like her and Hunter, they go back and forth and they're competitive. And sometimes in a relationship, when you're being competitive with each other, or you have a significant other that's overly competitive and they're demonically overly competitive, it could take a toll on your relationship. And we understand why she's overly competitive, because she's the black sheep of her family. Okay, clearly we do know that. But in all, I'm just looking at Donald like, stood up for yourself to Victoria like a man. All right. Well, here we have Donald talking Victoria down. And let's get back to Hunter. He is like, look, I'm not firing him, because in my honest opinion, he's saving your behind. So I think what you need to do is listen to him on how we need to handle this situation with our daughter, because it can get real ugly real fast. So what Donald is going to do, he's going to go get the key. And we're going to go in there and put on a show like we're the best parents in the world to Gil, that we're just this loving couple, loving mommy and daddy, and we want to get her some help, and we don't understand why in the world is she acting like that. So Donald gets the key to Gail's room. So the president and the first lady goes into Gail's room. And when I say they put on an Oscar award as the parents of the year, you hear me? When I say they put on a show, they put on a show. I said, well, wait a minute. Yeah. They made me believe that it was a loving couple, a loving mother and father. We know Victoria don't care about them kids. Victoria like, F them kids. Like, look, we all know Victoria don't care for Gail or care for creepy Jason. In her honest opinion, she is sick and tired of Hunter, sick and tired of them kids. And the only reason why she's sticking in that relationship and sticking with them kids is because her mama and her daddy. And she don't want to be an embarrassment to her, because she know mama and daddy will in her. So she gonna do what she need to do and play her role. So they're going in there and they're just like, Gail, we don't understand why. We love you. We have disagreements just like any other married couple. And I'm so sorry. I told your dad that you were upset because Picky got murdered and because you couldn't bring him to the inauguration. We love you, Gail. We want you to stop making up these lies. We heard you got a lawyer, and a great lawyer at that. So, we just want what's best for you. We can get you some help, but you got to stop lying. And Gail's like, well, why are you talking to me like this? I'm not lying. So the lawyer and the secretary on the other line, they hear everything that Hunter and the first lady are saying. And of course, they made it believable to the point where the lawyer says, hang up the daggone phone. I done heard enough. Hang up. See, Gail, didn't I tell you your mama and your daddy was going to get you more ways than one? That's what my mother and father used to say to me when I did something wrong. You know what? I'm going to get you more ways than one. You just wait. You just wait and see what I'm going to do to you. I told you, Gail, your mama and your daddy elevator don't go to the top, and they was going to get you more than ways than one. And now they making you look, girl, like you crazy. Now they making you look like you a liar. Well, we know you a liar, but they making you look like an even bigger liar. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they did. So they leave out of her room. And the first lady and the president, they're giggling and they're laughing and they're having their competitive moment and they're going back and forth doing the Victoria and Hunter thing. Like, you put on quite a show. You put on quite a show too, and I put on quite a show. It reminds me of every time we have sex that I put on a show. being married to you, I'm always putting on a show. And then, they just getting into that competitive, well, my performance was better than yours. No, my performance was better than yours. These mother lovers is crazy. You hear me? But Tyler, I like it. But Tyler, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you what you need to do. We need to have a sit down with the mama, the daddy, Hunter, Victoria, and them kids. We need to see what that scene is going to look like. I need to see Hunter, yes, sir. Victoria, yes. I need to see mama again because she gives me a key the way she talk. One of you MFers is going to end up dead. Even, like I said, even though Scandal is gone, this kind of gives me a smidge, just a dot of Mama Pope and Papa Pope. But we don't know what that daddy like. We need to see him in full force. Tyler, he can't just be a voice on the phone. We got to see him in work. We got to see him full force. So let's skirt past that. So you got the press secretary and the aide. The aide comes, I think her name is Ellie. She comes into Diane's office, who is the White House press secretary. And she's basically like, look, I'm here to tell you that I didn't sleep with the president. And she's like, well, yeah, whatever. I'm going to find out the truth. I got them panties sent to the lab and they're going to tell me everything I need to know, whether you're lying or not, whether I got to fire you or not. So, girl, boom, I don't believe you. I won't believe you until those lab come back. And so she's like, I can easily go to HR and tell them that you sexually harassing me. She was like, well, pull up. She was like, I don't care about that. You better care. I think Hunter gonna fire you. Bottom line. Because he said you were fat, so he don't approve of the way you look. He doesn't think you're appealing enough to be press secretary. So they're going back and forth. She's like, just get out of my office. She's like, look, I'm not that type of girl. I wouldn't do that type of stuff. And yada, yada, yada. And I'm, so yeah. Let's move past that. We ain't even gonna get into that. So we got Donald and his aide and the president, and they're talking, and Aylin is his name. They're talking to the president. Donald, and all of them are talking to the president, and then all of a sudden, I believe Ellie, whatever her name is, the one with the red dress on. She goes and she tells the president that the press secretary found some yellow panties and she thinks that they had sex in the Oval Office. And she tells him the whole thing and everything that's going on. And he's just looking like, what? And she's like, well, yeah, she thinks that something happened between us in the Oval Office. And right now she's sending the underwear from your office, the yellow panties, which they may be Denise or they may be Ailey's or Ailey, whatever that child name is. She's sending them to the lab to get tested for DNA to see whether they're mines or not. And he's looking like, oh, really? Well, I'm going to have a talk with her and I'm going to deal with Diana myself. And we all know what that means. Meaning, he about to chew and spit Diane out. When I say he about to chew her out, he about to chew her out. So I forgot too about Donald and the press secretary. So they have a meeting and they're basically, Diane is asking Donald, me and you've been friends for years. And I want to know, is the president someone who would have sex in the Oval Office? Because this is a man that we have to protect. And this is a man that we are working for. We have to protect and we have to work for. And he was like, look, he's a lot of things. So, I can't tell you whether he'll do it or whether he won't do it, but he is who he is. And that's just that. And she was like, you know what? I'm done with this conversation. She got what she needed to hear. She left out of Donald's office in disgust. So there you have it. So let's move on to Donald and his aide. Ely is the other aide, and Elin is Donald's aide. Ely is Diane's aide, and Elin is Donald's aide. Either way, they're both aides at the White House. So the guy, Elin, he's talking. Donald comes in there and asks him, have you heard anything from my wife? He was like, should I get her anything? Like some flowers or anything. He was like, no, it's not that simple, Elin. You're so naive. And he's just like, why don't you just go home? And he's basically saying to Donald, I live to work and serve you, sir, and this, that, and the fourth. And it kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, is he kind of throwing himself a little bit at Donald? Or he wants to be Donald Boo the way he was coming off? But I digress. We're going to give that storyline some time to play out. This is Tyler Perry world. So I was just looking like, what's all that about? So we come to find out, Donald's aide and Diane, the press secretary, either they live together or they dating. I'm still trying to figure that one out. So he's like, I'm going to rub your feet. We going to have some shots. And they're talking. And he is like, look, we're both working in the White House, And Ely, the girl, is telling Elin that, Diane thinks I slept with the president. And I told the president what she said. And he said he's going to talk to her and he wants me to be there while I talk to her. And yeah, he was like, well, get ready because it's about to be a storm. Like, she really going to have a problem with you, really going to have an issue with you. So in my opinion, I'm thinking there could be some sort of link with the aides, the press secretary aide and Donald aide, Elin and Ely, whatever their names are. I forget that they're not big of a characters for me to remember their names. We're probably going to see them in and out, or they may be new reoccurring characters, but we shall see. But yeah, let's skirt past that. So let's get to Nancy, Barry, and Richard at the hospital. So, Nancy walks in on Barry and Richard and they're talking. And Nancy's coming in there basically saying, like, I know what happened. She's like, I'm out of jail. Barry tries to greet her. She's very standoffish with him. And she's like, look, I know y'all lying. Y'all in here plotting about lying about it was Picky and this, that, and the fourth. And Richard's like, just be happy that Barry is out of jail and let's leave it at that. That's the good thing we need to look at right now. And this, that, and the fourth. And she was like, how y'all just gonna lie on Picky like that and everything? And baby, Nancy proceeds. She wants Richard to pay for the funeral. So Richard's going to pay for Picky's funeral. He's going to take from his retirement. So she's basically, I got to do something. And Nancy drops a bomb on us that Picky is her son. I'm done. You know what, Nancy? You can't be running around here jumping on Barry, okay, about telling the truth when you holding a whole truth like that for that long. That Picky is your son, and we gonna let this story play out, But in my honest opinion, the first time hearing about this, how you gonna let your son go live with your crackhead sister? And how you gonna be so hard on Barry? And come to find out, they let Picky stay with them, but Richard kicked him out because of the toll he was taking on Barry. Like, Barry started to get loose or whatever because he was with Picky or whatever. And baby, come to find out, the reason why she feeling so hurt and everything, because Picky was her son. She said, so you just gonna let my son die? Barry's like, no, Ma, I'm your son. I'm right here. She said, no, not you, Picky. I said, child, this is beyond me. In the words of Ha Ha Davis, this is beyond. Nancy, now it all makes sense. We shall see on the next week's episode, when she tells Richard and he's in the hospital crying. This could make or break them. So was you messing around on Richard and had a whole nother baby? Or did you have this baby before you met Richard and you had him hidden? So, was you messing around with Richard when he was in the army? And you happened to have Picky? And you hid Picky the whole time and he didn't know that you were pregnant? That guy that you was telling Sharon about? That he was all just talk? Is that the one you was messing around? Is that the one you're about to find out? We're about to find out, Nancy? You can't turn a mirror on yourself, Nancy. That ain't godly like Nancy. But that's my review for The Oval, y'all. I didn't do Greenleaf because I just wanted to watch it. And it's been so much going on in my life right now, and I just wanted to do something right now to uplift my spirits. And The Oval gives me that drama. Like, Greenleaf is a certain sort of sadness, but by God's grace and mercy, next week I will be back on top of Greenleaf. I know, y'all, but I will give you another review on Saturday, Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is going to be my first review on it. So, yeah, and I'm at 81 subscribers. So, I'm 19 subscribers away. So, if you are watching this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it on all your social media sites. And I was saying, too, if you haven't seen my other videos, when I hit 100 subscribers, I want to give back to one of you guys, like $50. And when I hit 500, I want to give something away. Each certain amount of subscribers, I just want to give back to you guys to show my appreciation. But I'm still happy that I'm at 81, so I'm almost there. And yeah, I can't wait till next week to review, and then review other shows too, because we got Love and Marriage Huntsville. Then we got Real Housewives of Potomac coming back. So I want to do those. And, I'm still waiting for the have and the have-nots to come back, because I'm going to get on that too, because I love my Tyler Perry shows. But until next time, Shugs, love you. See you next time.